So if you will see that red area which provide me that information, that area having a continuous wind velocity throughout a year, as well as that it may be the direction may be differ, but that continuous sufficient wind velocity you are going to be get it, and the particular direction also in this area, then it may be subsequently decrease in the particular area. So now if I want to be establish my wind farm, I will be going to be considered these area would be that the most suitable area for the wind farming, and then it may be going to be generate clean energy, which could be alternative of that our conventional energy, and we can reduce that use of fossil energy, and this will be also help us to achieve our goal that which we are calling about the clean energy. Now, coming from that, from our clean energy, I have spoke about that our poverty, and as well as that I have spoke about that no poverty and no hunger. So now coming to that the life on land, which is that the another very important goal of a sustainable development, and how we can achieve it. So that's a very important note to understand how much forest is over there. Remote sensing play a very important role. But apart of this, that if we are going to be combined a geospatial technology like the GIS with the remote sensing, we can also understand or estimate that biomass of a particular forest, which will give me information about the direct information that how much carbon we are sequestering. The total carbon sequestration, how much it is happening, and it lead to that not only the one goal, it is also lead to that another goal which we are calling that the climate action, which will provide me information last 20 to 30 years how much carbon has been sequestered in that the sum of that very prominent forest type. So we have done that these work in that Western Ghat region as well. In fact, in the whole Maharashtra, we laid down a permanent plot in all across Maharashtra, and we are working since 2008, and that every 4 or 5 months we are assessing those permanent plot to find out that how much their biomass has been increased and decreased. And how much that that vegetative area has been removed at the particular area, and those biomass data sets which we have got it, we regret that one, or we regression that regression we have seen with that the remote sensing data with the different indices, which you can see over here, that RVI, MSVI, MSR, RDVI, and NDVI, and finding out which one is that the most prominent, where that we are going to be get that the very high regression value. So R square we got with that NDVI is a 0.7 with that the field data set. Using this field data set and using this R square, we model the total biomass of a particular area of a Maharashtra. So we have modeled it and find out in the different forest type how much biomass is over there. If you will look over here, so these are that the point, if you will see the purple point over here, these are the points where that we have laid down our plot in the Western Ghat region of Maharashtra. And that's are the permanent points. Then we have a land cover map of a whole area, and basically the forest type map, a different forest type map, then convert it into that the biomass. And if you will see on the table that mean carbon or biomass per ton per hectare. So you can see over here that that total biomass per ton per hectare in the dry deciduous forest in Western Ghat region of Maharashtra, moist deciduous, semi-evergreen, evergreen. And so these are providing me that the information that which kind of forest is working, or which kind of forest is which kind of the forest is basically uh, 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 doing that the what kind of or going through that the what kind of climatic stress actually. So if more climatic stress would be over there, certainly that biomass is going to be get decreased, and this will give me an answer about that how we are able to achieve that our goal of the climatic action, to understand that which area is that very much vulnerable, where that the high vulnerability is over there. Then coming to that the life on land also, that where which forest type is that the more towards the decreasing rather than that increasing of the biomass. So that the technology, the geospatial technology is playing a role to achieve the goal, which is that the life on land as well as that climatic action or climate action. Coming to that, no, the forest type, we understand that no, the how much forest has been increased, how much forest has been decreased. But another important part is that no, to understand no the how much diversity is over there, because diversity play a very important role, for particular community, forest community. So forest community is going to be a thrive, or forest community is going to be a develop when that know that you have a lot of a diversity over there. uh, and a spatial technology having a role to identify biodiversity. It could be not directly, but can be indirectly through that different indices, different landscape indices, which we can collaborate like that. No, here we work with that no landscape indices, that fragmentation, porosity, patchiness, and juxtaposition has been used to understand the landscape condition. Then biological richness, that ecosystem uniqueness, biodiversity value, terrain complexity, disturbance indexes has been taken from the ground, and we merge these both the things to find out the which area is that more diversity, more biodiversity is over there. So if you will look over here, uh, interspersion, patchiness, juxtaposition has been calculated, and this is that the central Arunachal Pradesh and in the eastern Himalaya region, to identify that the patchiness, interspersion, juxtaposition. That's a very important remote sensing play a very important role for this purpose, because it's very difficult to get that information of those regions. This is a very much dense forested region of Arunachal Pradesh. So to identify disturbance index, which area is that highly disturbed, using that our indices like patchiness, using that our indices juxtaposition, fragmentation, which provide me information about that which area is that highly disturbed, and then adding to there that ecosystem uniqueness, species richness, and economical value of a particular forest type, as well as the particular species which are existing in the particular forest type, we can get that the diversity of a particular in this area. So if you can see over here the biodiversity. So biodiversity rich region, if you will look on this is that the central Arunachal Pradesh, and you can see over here Siang River, which is later on converted to the Brahmaputra when it comes on Assam plain. You can see that high and a very high diversity at here in the tropical evergreen forest, which is that the near to that Arunachal Pradesh and Assam border in that eastern area. And the some of that high diversity are also you can see on that alpine region of same area. So this is know that how we can extract information, which is know that high diversity is basically supporting to the particular community of vegetative community, and which is going to be a support to the people over there for the in the different ways, like that no the many of the people of these area, they are extracting plants, different kinds of plants, medicinal plants for their utilization, which basically they are also utilizing to sell those plants in a market, which basically reduce their poverty. Like that, no one is that Coptis tita, one is that no the malaria curing plant, which is no the people or tribal people, they are utilizing Coptis tita to drink as a tea, and this by utilizing this they cure themselves through that the malaria. And that's no if they and they are selling those kind of the product in that local village market, and this may help to reduce that, how to reduce the poverty, as well as that no the zero hunger that which we have that no to achieve our goals. Again that the one that model which we have said descriptive model, using a geospatial technology. Through the descriptive model I can understand what is there on a ground. But another aspect come is that no the predictive model. If we can use a predictive model, geospatial technology, we can understand what is going to be and happen in the area in future. So Maharashtra that no we have in 1989 land use land cover, 2005, 2011, 12, and identifying that which kind of land use is over there. By using these land use, I am able to understand in 2030 what would be, and 2050, 2080 what would be the condition, and how we can act right now. How we can act right now to not come to that condition which we are predicting in 2080. So if you will look over here, so the 2020 condition, 2050, 2020, 2080. So area which is that no bordering of Maharashtra is going to be converted with that no the more degraded and scrub area, right? So this may be effect on that on vegetation community, as well as that it is also going to be effect on our hot spot biodiversity hotspot of the Western Ghat of Maharashtra. So right now that no we can work on this, we can reduce this kind of a disaster that is called no the disaster risk reduction, because I am looking this is as a disaster in coming into 2080. If we can work right now, we can reduce our disaster which we are seeing, which may affect that no bordering of Maharashtra become deserted and degraded and a scrub land from that no tropical evergreen or tropical moist deciduous forest to the degraded forest. So this is that no that how spatial technology is that no the helpful to provide such kind of information to achieve goal. Coming to from the Maharashtra to specifically on the Pune, if I'll see that no the Pune is that no metropolitan region established very recently, that now 5 years back it has activated. In fact, to we have worked on to find out no the how the urban sprawl is happening in the Pune region. So if you will see that no this that 1991 we are not as much, but if we come on 2014, the maximum that sprawl has gone to that eastern part as well as the north part of PMRDA. And that changed that no socio-ecological pattern of a particular area. That the social ecological pattern, that the lot of the mixed people you can find on those area. So that cultural mixing over there. Then ecologically changed pattern has changed. That indigenous crop which was earlier, which that people supposed to be grow previously, that the sorghum and millets has been changed to that what are more commercially benefited crop. But the commercially benefited crop may be going to be put that your ecosystem into the vulnerable ecosystem, right? And when it is going to be a vulnerable ecosystem, then any of that crop may not, or any of that, the land use is not going to be survive for more days. So if we'll say that the fringe area of the Pune PMRDA, that high vulnerability, we see that the red zone is saying that high vulnerability, which maybe say that that these areas need to be concerned, um, and need to be that the more require more attention. Otherwise, that a time will come, our fertilities will go down, and later on, it is going to be affect our yield, crop yield, and subsequently it is going to be effect to achieve our goal 2030, what that the United Nations mentioned. So if you will see that socio-ecological pattern, if you will look on that, the total socio-ecological pattern is changing. That the very high socio-ecological pattern has changed in this area of the Pune city. Then high is going to be in the eastern part of PMRDA, and the northern part of PMRDA is that the more socio-ecological change has occurred. So in this view, that that I tried to give you that the overall picture of how we can utilize geospatial technology to achieve our sustainable goal, or in fact that the major goals, which are the three goals, out of three, that one is that no poverty and zero hunger. So if we are able to achieve this zero hunger and no poverty, that would be that the big achievement of this technology.